What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video I'm going to debut my created starting pitcher. Now, he's a break oriented starting pitcher. He has a lot of influence in H per 9. That's something I believe in a lot because it makes their PCI smaller. He has a sinker, a slider. He also has a 12-6 curve and a 2-seam fastball. Now, I think he's really overpowered. I'll tell you a little bit about why I created him in the first place. As we've kind of evolved in Diamond Dynasty and gotten more cards to have in our lineups, the creative player in the field isn't as good anymore, in my opinion. It's still very, very good, one of the best cards that you can use, but there's cards with better attributes, or what I like to say, better attributes, better math. You know, they hit better, they're faster, they play better defense. There's cards that you can put out there where you really don't need to have a player in the field if your team is starting to get stacked. Also, the starting pitchers are, I think starting pitching is the one part of the game where there just aren't a lot of good starting pitchers that I personally like. I did pick up Chris Sale, I have Clayton Kershaw, and I like my created starting pitcher. I also have Bob Gibson right now, and I also have Oral Hershiser in my rotation. There's one other player that is going to be, there's one other pitcher, I should say, starting pitcher, that's going to be very popular that people are going to want to get. And I did see him debuted last night by Digos in his stream. I think that's going to be somebody that people are going to pick up. If you guys can guess down in the comments section below which pitcher that is, I'd be interested to see if anybody knows. But I like to use the sinker on the outside corner, that slider on the left side, you know, the inside corner to lefties, outside corners to righties. I love this pitch too, you know, bust them high and inside with that 2-seam fastball, throw the curveball low in the dirt, and mix those pitches. AJ Ramos as well is the most I use on my guy. If I could pitch out of the stretch all the time, I would love to pitch out of the stretch all the time. That's my favorite way to pitch. It just makes it less distance between when you have to pull down on the right stick to push back up to the hoop. And AJ Ramos also, in my opinion, has a very glitchy release. It's very difficult to pick up his release point. And another thing too, since I pitch from pitcher offset, actually let me show you this at bat real quick. So he's not that great of a hitter. I should also say he's not that great of a hitter. I mean, but the cool thing about that is I took off a lot of my hitting stuff, like my equipment, and I was able to sell off like a ton of equipment and pick up a lot of stubs. Like if you have all diamond equipment right now and you only need a couple pieces of equipment that really can boost your pitching, so you can sell off a lot of your hitting diamond equipment and pick up some extra stubs, so that's always nice. But getting back to my point about, since I pitch from pitcher offset, I kind of like how when I spot the pitches, like there's nothing in the way. I can see very easily to where I'm going to spot the pitches. You know, if I want to spot it lower inside, my pitcher is not in the way. Sometimes they'll get in the way when you're trying to post or set a pitch on the outside corner. For example, the inside corner, the pitcher's body gets in the way, and it's definitely not with that. So here's another added boost. Since I don't have my creative player at this, you know, I picked up Mike Piazza. I really like Mike Piazza. I think he's a player that a lot of people don't like to use. He has kind of a slower swing. I don't think a lot of people like to use him or don't like to use him. I personally do like to use him. I've used him since he was an immortal in the game. And I've always been a big fan of using him in the game. Gets a double right there to put us up 2-0. So let me talk to you guys about how I like to use his pitches. I like to throw that sinker low and in, the slider low and away. Those are pretty much my two main go-tos. I just mix those up a lot. And then when I get 2 strikes, I might use a 2-seam inside to freeze them. A lot of times they won't swing at that. And I'll also use the curveball low, you know, an 0-2, 1-2, to test their plate discipline, to see if they'll swing at it. You know, even if they lay off of it, that's fine. I want them to be thinking about that pitch a lot. That sinker is very, very difficult when it's low and away to do anything with. Like, yeah, they might get a base hit on it, but they're really not going to hit it out of the ballpark. A lot of times they're going to smash it into the ground, and that's going to be a ground ball out. And a lot of times they're going to have a weak fly ball to the opposite field. I think it's very difficult in this game to hit with power to the opposite field. I think it's a lot easier to pull the ball for power, so that's something to keep in mind too. I like to pitch outside when I can, and I love using the practice of motion. How I built this guy was actually I built him in Conquest. I had some Conquest that I needed to do, and so I just used him as a relief pitcher. What I would do is I would intentionally walk the first batter with my starting pitcher, and then I would just put him in for 3 innings. And I waited till I got all the way to 88 with the starting pitcher before I ever debuted him online or anything. So I actually did 150 offline innings, which you could do faster. You could do faster either by playing online with them early, or you could also play like 9-inning games against the computer. But I like playing the Conquest to get the extra stubs and the extra packs. I had a lot of that to catch up on, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. Conquest is also like it's a really good way to practice and get a lot of games with your team, get your swings down with multiple different players. Again, this is another position you might want to consider putting your creative player out, but to have Hornsby, one of the best hitters in the game, he's just such a good hitter at 125, 94, 99. Great hitter. Here's Piazza again, another place that you might have your creative player right now. Eye catcher, he's just knocking it off the walls. He seems to be pretty good at blocking the ball for whatever reason too, which is it's always nice. So we're going up against Chipper Jones here. We start him off with that sinker on the outside. We're gonna go with another sinker on the outside. Lots of goods, lots of hitting the hoop. Conquest again will be another good way for you to practice your motion over and over and over again. You don't want to be particularly looking at the motion. You want to look up at the analog meter. That's way more important for you to do, and getting your timing down. I feel like most people already do that, but it's just something that I want to say. We're going to throw a slider into Cody Bellinger. This Cody Bellinger card is the truth. He is really, really good. Him and Bregman are both really, really good. I know in this at bat, I think Cody ends up squaring one up off me. That pitch wasn't even close to the zone, and he was able to knock it out to deep center field. So I don't feel too bad about that one as we look at the pitch feedback. Like, that was low. He good squared up that. That's just a great swing by my opponent. Frank hits one pretty hard here, but it's another pop-up. We're going to be able to make the catch in center field with Willie Mays to record the out. Griffey coming up. He has a strikeout and a flyout on the day. Here's that two-seam fastball up and in. See how it freezes them? They're kind of like looking down the zone. They think it's going to be a ball, but so much good control from that motion. It's a great motion. And then I'm going to go back outside with that sinker. The sinker is kind of be like a in-between between a fastball and a changeup. It's like definitely one of the best pitches in the game. Here's just another at bat with the creative pitcher. I mean, my guy's actually going to be worse now than he was at hitting. Now that I've removed that equipment to get some extra stubs, but it's just like he's not like some amazing hitter. He's not as good as like Mad Bum or something like that. He's not an amazing hitter. So just if you're thinking like, oh, he's gonna be a great hitter also, he's not. They pretty much give you 0 on that, and whatever equipment you have, maybe it's a plus 17 to 20 max. You would get those kind of bonuses, but it's not enough where he's going to be like a dominant hitter. Lots of times I sacrifice bump with my pitcher if I can. So now Ketel Marte is up. We're going to start him with that sinker, low and away, just pounding that part of the strike zone with that pitch, and then going low and in with that slider. So the slider just has tons and tons of break. It has a lot of break, and I think break is almost more important than velocity. And I think making the PCI is more important than having good K per 9. I'm not really too particular on even what. I think K per 9 might make the PCI a little bit smaller. And you can see also we froze them on that two-seam fastball. So you're going to freeze on the two-seam fastball. You're going to get the 12-6 to get them to chase. Now Hornsby's up here. I think what's the score? Like 3-1. Get a double down the left field line. He's one of my favorite players. His defense isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be good enough most of the time. Here's this Bregman card. This Bregman card is an absolute beast. Like, him and Bellinger have gone down in price because of supply and demand, but this Bregman card, I should say, is amazing. You got 125 both sides with 124 vision versus left-handed pitching. That's phenomenal. His swing's really good, and his defense is really good at third. If you should really have Bregman and Bellinger. There's like no doubt in my mind. And I think Bregman is, if not the best third baseman in the game, he's got to be like the second best third baseman in the game. He's incredible. So we're in the last inning here. End up giving up a double there. And my opponent's pretty much going into that mode in the 9th inning where it's like you got to really lock in to try to win the game here. So takes a couple pitches, 2-0 count. Try to get that one pitch in there, that 2-seam, just to miss on the inside. 3-0, so it's like, all right, I got a 5-1 lead. If you hit it, you hit it. But let's see if you know, if you can hit it out. I don't want to walk anybody at this point. I want them to earn it. Ends up taking a pretty good swing, but Griffey's able to get over there and make the catch. Thinks about tagging up, but decides not to and goes back to second base. Now in steps Chipper Jones. We got a man on second, 1 out. We're trying to go for the complete game, and the complete game in Diamond Dynasty, to pitch a complete game is not easy in my opinion. And it's just a testament to the card. Get him a ground out right there to Hornsby, who just makes another play. He's got decent speed. I love Honus Wagner at shortstop too. He is so much fun to use. And here's our player that we actually hit us pretty good, was Bellinger in this game, but we ended up getting him to pop out to center field for the win. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe for more content, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys. Peace.